Whoa, run across.
Today we're in North Leeds and the estate of Harewood House, a fantastic country house here in the north of England. But we're not looking around the house, we're going to look around the gardens, or more specifically the Himalayan Gardens. So join me over the next 15 minutes as we look at these wonderful gardens full of exotic, unusual plants, get some ideas for your garden, think about things that might grow rather large in a public or private garden. We've got bamboos, we've got ferns, hostas, lots of moisture-loving plants that can grow in an exotic landscape. So let's go over the pond here, across past all the gunneras, and then for the tour.
So let me take you on a tour of the Himalayan Gardens here at Harewood House. Past a nice cornice here, and we turn right and go down one of several paths through the garden. We've got a few choices here. We can go down a steep path to the left, which is rather nice, or we can go down the more gently sloping path that's been built up of huge sandstone blocks. And I think we will go down this way. And we're at the start of July now, so we're between seasons really here in the Himalayan garden, because it's early and mid-spring that you get the big flush of spring flowers, and it's later in summer before some of the more exotic plants are in full flow. But we've got some nice things to see, which I'll point out. And I'm not an expert in this garden, so I don't know all the flowers and all the plants, but we've got some very nice things like this Erycema here. Still got the primroses doing well, candelabra primroses. We'll see much more of them as we go through the garden. And this is that block wall, nice high-sided. It's over 2.5 meters tall in places. And as we go around the corner, we'll start to see more of the Himalayan influence with the bananas and the bamboos. So we've got a little hut over there with a Musa baju just behind it. And then we've got the Phylostachys vivax bamboos over here, looking magnificent. Can't see a lot of new growth at the moment on those, but I'm sure there will be. We've got some Himalayan gingers here. So woodland plants that like this dappled shade. And there's a view through the wooded glade over there. Got the raspberry relative over here. And then we've got some nice bamboos. We've got another, well, this is a Fargesia, this one. Like some more shaded spot here. Nice new culms on that one. That's looking very nice. Got, I think that's the winter sweet hedging on the right hand side there, and on the left. As we move further through, we start to see some more unusual plants. We've got the large grasses both sides, which you've probably seen in my garden, Miscanthus here. Nice tall grasses, and now the sun's out. Beautiful, perfect timing as we go around this corner. Got another bamboo here, and then we'll just turn to the left. Look at that view, all the candelabra primroses still finishing off there, looking beautiful. Got the butterflies, beautiful sky. The jerseys down here, and then over here we've got some very bold planting. So we've got two very dominant plants on the left. We've got these robust hostas with the glaucous blue leaves and starting to flower. I know some people don't like the flowers, but they're quite nice. But the leaves are looking pretty good, not really been eaten by slugs, that's good to see. And then on the right hand side, look at all these Petasites. And look at the area this is covered. This is what, a good 15-20 meters by 10-15 meters of one plant only. So if you plant this in your garden, this is what it can do. It can take over a huge area, so be mindful of where you plant it. It likes lots of moisture, that's why it's in this part of the garden, but it can run and spread, so try to contain it if you decide to grow it. Another beautiful stand of bamboo, another Fargesia over there, but look at the size of it. It's clump forming, but look at the size of that clump. That again is a good 10-12 meters across and about 3 meters tall. So although it's clump forming, it can grow rather large. Some very nice conifers or pines up here. I believe that's a dawn redwood. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then as we go around here, we've got the shuttlecock ferns looking beautiful in the sunlight here, just dappled sunlight. These grow really quickly in spring, but by sort of midsummer, late summer, they do start to fizzle out a bit, but they're great for that zesty green earlier in the year through to probably about midsummer. So that's the other side of that clump of bamboo now. As we go over this bridge, beautiful wooden bridge, which I'll carefully get across. We'll just pause for a second, look to the right, woodland area there, and we'll pan round and we'll see a wonderful view here with the water, the stepping stones in the distance that we might attempt in a minute, and then the larger area of the trees over this wooded Himalayan garden. So let's continue over the bridge. Through more lush greenery, more ferns. We've got a choice. We'll go left or right. I think let's go left. Let's attempt the stepping stones. This might end in absolute disaster, but we'll soon find out. Now this plant here I used to have in my garden, and I wasn't sure of it. It's a woodland plant, and I actually dug it up and removed it because the foliage does die back in July and August time, but the flower heads are quite nice if you like that sort of blousy, feathery look. Now here we come to the stepping stones, which you've got to be very careful of. I'm just going to bounce myself. I'll put my backpack on both shoulders before we attempt to go across, and then we'll go across the stepping stones. These are very, very narrow, so I'm going to be very careful, especially this one. Whoa, run across. Ooh, made it. So there are the stepping stones there, beautiful. More water-loving plants here. Look at those wonderful, glossy, scalped, leaved edges on those leaves. And then we'll come into the middle of what is basically like a little floodplain, boggy area, where we've just seen the best of the primulas. That's looking back over the grasses and the path we just walked round. So let's go up to this hut, past some more hostas, regersias, mass planting here. So got lots of regersias in that area, lots of hostas all around, and some nice helianthus up there as well, nice big yellow daisies. Stevas down there, and masses of ferns looking wonderful as the sun hits them up there. And that's one of the shelters that we looked at from above earlier. And here we come to two paths, so we can go back up that way. That would go to near the start, that steep stepped area, or we can make our way around this area, which I think we'll do. Again, more ferns here, lots of ground ferns. Some nice little primulas, purple primulas down there. We'll go over this nice rocky path, and then just pause for a second. Beautiful blue flowers there. I think we'll probably come to a bridge, if my memory serves me correct. It's nice to come on a day when it's pretty quiet in the garden. I've almost got the place to myself, which is lovely. More primullas, more regersias. Again, miscanthus grasses there. And I believe I'm going to get a beautiful view in a second as we turn the corner. There's a waterfall cascading in the distance, so let's get closer to that. Past these petasites, absolutely huge leaves, look at that. They're about 70 centimetres across, and there's masses and masses of them, so please take note if you are choosing to plant this in your garden. So let's come round here. Got some red emerald butterflies, ringlets, meadow browns, flitting away over there, damselflies. So we've got the rhododendrons, which Harewood's got many of further around the garden. Male fern over there, big clump of that. Let's see where this path takes us. I think it's going to be back to the stepping stones. So let's just stop here and pause, and then we'll head up over the bridge again, over to where the stepping stones are. Okay, so we're back over the stepping stones. Got the wooden bridge back over to the right, but we're going to go left down the path we've not yet explored. Again, covered in greenery, masses and masses of ferns through here. Really nice to see. Just turn this corner here, and then we're going to come to a rather special structure in a minute or two. One of the only of this structure, I believe, in the UK. So we'll just go up this path. To the right, I'll just stop and show you a small growing bamboo, but a very vigorous one. Here we are, this wall, I think that's a sasa bamboo. Very big leaves, only about 30-40 centimetres tall, something like that, but it spreads everywhere, so be careful if you plant that one in your garden. So let's go up this path. As we go around the corner here, we'll just stop for a moment at the Harewood Stupa, which is now 20 years old, this Buddhist monument, with rituals associated with it. And it's surrounded by some beautiful blue bamboos all around there. So as we come out onto the main path, we're almost at the end of the tour of the Himalayan Gardens. Beautiful view over the main lake at Harewood there. But before we finish, let's just go over this final bridge and take a view from the top as a water cascade down the gardens, down the Himalayan Gardens here at Harewood House. I do hope you enjoyed this tour of the Himalayan Gardens. Obviously like and subscribe if you've not already done so. I'll do more summer tours throughout the year. Thank you for watching this edition of Exotic Gardening with me, Yorkshire Kris.